I have a little breathe right strip on my nose. Welcome back everyone to Patriot News. I have Patriot updates that I know you're all eagerly awaiting for. First things first, make sure to smash that subscribe button if you love freedom. Make sure to hit that like button if you're going to vote. Leave a comment, say a prayer for the channel. Anything helps. Share this video with 10 of your Patriot friends, or you will be faced with the Patriot curse. Donald Trump comes up your toilet, eats you next time you're sitting on it. Today, guys, we have some very important Patriot news to cover. Rachel Powell, one of the January 6th guys who were there, randomly posted this like crazy, insane post. I, a mom and a grandmother with no criminal history, have lived like this since J6. The box on my ankle holding me inside the house, unable to live. In 13 days, the government will force me to endure a 51-month sentence because the last 3 years of confinement means nothing. So this lady was at January 6th. She had a fucking ice pick and smashed a window. Why do these people never do this stuff for like good reasons? White people only do this for football games and racist leaders. Oh my God, she's only 43 years old and she's a grandmother of 6. That's insane. It was a fucking war to get in. If you were not here, then shut the fuck up, Powell wrote the day after the attack. He was leaving fucking Facebook comments. She said the rioters weren't fucking welcomed in, and there was lots of security, and they had to retreat into the building and fight back because patriots were relentless. Police, she said, didn't open the gates. The people trampled them. It was war. Since the Capitol attack, Powell has changed her tune, prosecutors noted, writing that she, quote, has tried to portray herself as a victim and tried to shift the narrative from war to police brutality. She had a bullhorn and was yelling, telling people to take the building. The Capitol, the whole thing? Take the building? What are you, in fucking Call of Duty? We got grandma storming the fucking Capitol with a bullhorn and an ice pick, giving commands like a fucking support class. What's going on? Why did this happen? People should probably coordinate together if you're gonna take the building, Powell declared. She couldn't help but be passive aggressive when telling people to take the Capitol. You should probably coordinate together. I'm not gonna tell you how or what to do, but you should probably do it. Apparently, Trump said that he will be pardoning her as soon as he's in office. So yeah, this 43-year-old grandmother has been on house arrest for a while, for a few years, unable to live. The lie, though, is that the box on her ankle holds her inside the house. It's not a shock collar. She's actually not allowed to leave the house anymore because she left the house too many times and got in trouble when she wasn't supposed to. Rachel Powell was allowed to leave her house for work, so she was still commuting every day, still going out. She just had a curfew and times to be gone. And when she was gone for work, she had to be at work. She was still, you know, a criminal. She was still like in trouble. The weird part is that she works for her boyfriend, so they were just doing whatever the fuck they wanted and saying it was work, and she got caught too many times fucking around because she was stretching the rules for herself. She didn't comply because this court recently rejected the defendant's application to relax her conditions of release, and because the defendant has responded with further breaches of those conditions, the United States submits that easing restrictions in the wake of new violations would be imprudent as well as counterproductive. Often, violations of release conditions result in monitors or orders to revoke bond rather than motions for modification. The addition of GPS monitoring to the defendant's existing conditions of release is a reasonable, pragmatic, and proportionate response that does not reward the defendant for her failure to comply with court-ordered requirements. I mean, sucks to suck, Rachel. I can't really argue with that, and clearly you couldn't either. This is war, after all. She posted this picture. She's in like a farmhouse. She's in like a barn-style house. That was a nice choice. Make it look like she's living in some 1800s fucking cabin in a pilgrim dress. Oh, look at me. My ankles are showing, but just so. If only not for this ankle monitor put on me by the government because I tried to break into the Capitol with an ice pick. Everything about this picture is so cursed. Everything about this post is so cursed because all the libs and the replies are being insanely cringe. You do have a criminal history. That's why you're wearing an ankle monitor. You committed crimes. Yeah, you're right, but shut up. The ice pick was handed to me by a stranger. I don't believe that at all. Rachel Powell is a part of a large group of Twitter conservatives that are really into getting the January 6ers out of prison. They're all very pro-Trump because they think he's going to pardon them, even though there's no fucking way he would ever do that. I don't know. In my opinion, it doesn't really serve Donald Trump to pardon these people. It only appeals to his most radical base that's probably never really going to turn on him anyway. He can just keep saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to release them. RachelPowell.org is her website. That's just a straight up picture of her entire family. Calling all patriots and freedom lovers. Rachel Powell needs your help. Got a $50,000 Give, Send, Go page. Everyone who knows Rachel knows that she is a good person. Why is that in quotes? Who said that? Why is it in quotes? There's a video. Oh, that's so fucking loud. That's her website. Her Twitter timeline is full of just shitty memes and garbage. But this post actually caught my eye. Funniest gift I received this year. Monopoly Cheaters Edition with handcuffs. Get caught, get cuffed. She's not even cuffed. Her home getting Christmas gifts. It is pretty insane to me that these people got to have Christmas with their families. I mean, look at this guy. This is the lectern guy. The guy that stole Nancy Pelosi's lectern. He's made it like his thing on social media. He's got 40,000 followers. I still get asked all the time on here if I am the actual lectern / podium guy. This is so cringe. Even if you're a conservative, this must be cringe. This is almost 3 years ago now. What's going on? I mean, he's taking apart his home theater setup. I mean, this guy got a lectern for Christmas. He got his own lectern. Yeah, you think he wouldn't really need one? The difference between like true joy and the forced vicarious joy of like, yep, this is a thing that I did 3 years ago, and it made me really happy. Things haven't really been the same since then. This is really sad, but it also pisses me off, and here's why. This motherfucker got to have his nice little Christmas in this crazy house that he lives in. This fucking room is horrific. He's got a painting of him behind him with this stupid fucking lectern. Now hear me out. I don't give a shit about January 6th. It was obviously like a big thing, and people died, and it was fucked up, and it's like bad. It's bad that it happened. I think it tends to be a little dramatized and over-reported because to liberals, this stuff matters a lot. Conservatives don't give a shit. They already forgot about this. They've been worried about trans people again, or, you know, women's sports. Conservatives just worry about the next thing. They are just pushing forward, not worrying about how much work it would take to correct the shit that they've gotten wrong or lied about. They never dwell on old shit. Liberals love to dwell on old shit because if you think about current shit as a liberal, you'll go insane. Democrats have to dwell on old shit because those are the only victories they get. The only victories Democrats get in America are fact-checking and correcting the lies that conservatives have already won to leverage or use or gain more power. They're already on to lying about other shit now. We have to, like, do something else. But all that being said about January 6th, I still think all these guys should go to prison. I think they should be made an example of because right-wingers get away with a lot more violence than any other demographic of person. So I think just like as an example, it's good to put people like this in jail. Viking shaman guy is already out of prison. Every time I look at this guy, I get more pissed off. And the part that pisses me off the most is that all these guys got nice warm Christmas. They got Monopoly Cheater Edition. You get handcuffed in Monopoly in real life while you're playing Monopoly. But there are so many people in prison for weed. Calculating how many people are in prison for weed offenses is a complicated thing. But according to the Last Prisoner Project, it's at least 40,000 people in the United States that are in prison for cannabis-related offenses. The Last Prisoner Project is an organization dedicated to combating the effects of the war on drugs and marijuana prohibition. They're a cool org, and they have a really detailed page on the amount of people in prison for cannabis-related crimes, and also why it's so complicated to quantify that. So I'll link that in the description. I'll remember to do that. Yes, I will. Check out the Last Prisoner Project if you're interested on any more info about that. But the reason I'm mad about the January 6ers is that there are still so many people in prison for weed, and yet Joe Biden does this like fake ass weed pardon. Sorry guys, I'm trying to cover Patriot news today, okay? And this is what affects the working class man. It was reported like Biden actually pardoned tons of people for marijuana related crimes. I mean, Joe Biden even said, No one should be in federal prison solely to the use or possession of marijuana. No one should be in local or state prison for that reason either. So why don't you actually legalize it? So few people were actually affected by this. This might have helped hundreds, maybe thousands, from really specific obstacles like housing or employment. And it's not like it's just immediately erased either. It's like a process that these people have to go through when they didn't do anything wrong in the first place. So why does this piss me off? Well, it doesn't affect enough people. The actual answer on how to do this is so simple, and it would be such an easy win for Joe Biden to fucking win an election that's coming up. Joe Biden has already fumbled the bag on a lot of campaign promises, at least in people's eyes. He didn't clear student loans like he said he would. The economy is bad, and he is not doing as good of a job as he could be at fixing it. He keeps supporting war. People really don't like war. Ukraine is one thing, but no matter what, the more war you support, the worse it looks for you in an election, traditionally. Especially when they're wars that people aren't invested in or care about. So unfortunately, the result of this pardon being as flaccid as it is, you get bozos like this, looking for votes. The fact that he waited till election year doesn't seem manipulative at all. No federal prisoners were eligible for release as a result of this. What are we doing? Who cares? There's already this incorrect notion that Joe Biden released a bunch of prisoners or something. Letting prisoners in through the border, I don't know. Conservatives just make stuff up. But anytime he's issuing a pardon, especially for drug offenses, people are really racist, and they're gonna be really racist about that and say that Joe Biden is releasing dangerous, violent criminals into the population when this doesn't even do anything. Doesn't help people. Only helps conservatives who are going to make content out of it. And that's a really bad move. When legalizing it genuinely would improve his chances in the 2024 election. And if Donald Trump said he was going to, he might win. I don't trust all this disqualification stuff, okay? Anyway, it just makes me annoyed that these guys are flaunting. They're literally simultaneously flexing that they're free and complaining that they're not at the same time. It's exhausting to even like wrap my head around when there are a lot of people in America that don't deserve to be in jail. I said earlier that these people should be made an example of when it comes to right-wingers doing violence and bad shit in public. But I also think they have to go to jail because you just can't even argue that the justice system is fair when there's so much evidence of the shit that they did, and it's just clearly illegal. I'm sorry, if you did this in GTA, you'd have fucking 5 stars. Instantly, they would have the army on top of you. I mean, we don't have a working criminal justice system in this country. It's just not true. You know, a lot of these people probably will be Fox News contributors or write books about their miserable experience on house arrest with your boyfriend that's also your employer. Write your book about how hard it was to get your gift-wrapped podium. Anyway, that's it for my Patriot News coverage for the day. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe for more Patriot videos and Patriot content. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.